Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Today we got ourselves a delightful, cheeky Dish Wars results. So we're going to be doing some delightful beef ribs. We've actually backpacked them down, and I put a little bit of Cuban spice in there as well overnight. So I did that last night. I'm going to cook those down in the oven very, very slowly and gently until they're like falling apart. We're also going to do some parsnip puree, some nice little hash browns, but I'm going to do some sweet potato hash browns with some potato in there as well. We're also going to have a little touch of spinach, and I think there's something else we're doing. I can't remember. What was it? What was the other thing? Totally forgot. Oh yeah, the caramelized onions and some a little bit of apple cooked down, and we're going to put that underneath the ribs as well. So very tasty and delicious. So we have the thin slice cross ribs. So I've actually marinated them last night with a little touch of olive oil. I vac-packed them using a Cuban spice. Now the Cuban spice, pretty much garlic, salt, black pepper, bell pepper, onion, cumin, annatto, tomato, oregano, cilantro, parsley, a marquette lime, basil, thyme, marjoram, and rosemary. So there's quite a few flavors going on in there. So I've actually used this before for like a beef steak or sous vide steak. Very, very good with beef. So and these are the thick cut, or the short ribs, shall I say. So these are going to take a little bit longer. Now, I'm not going to sous vide these, because these are going to take 24 hours, and we ain't got 24 hours today. So, I mean, I could have put it on yesterday, but I forgot about it. And plus, we were using it for the lobster mac and cheese, so that's fine. So I'm going to take them out. I'm going to pop them into two separate pans, because obviously these are going to take less time than these ones. And then we're going to finish up with maybe a glaze or maybe a little rub or something at the end. So, yeah, fantastic. But I hope you guys and gals are going to enjoy it. So they've had a good, what, 12 hours, I'd say? Oh, yeah, definitely. About 12, 13 hours. So, oh, my God. Oh, the smell in there. Absolutely phenomenal. So, so good. And we're just going to top this up with a little touch of water, right? And then we're going to put a parchment paper over, foil it, and then we're going to just let them cook down nice and slowly in the oven. So I'm going to put the oven on 180 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit if you're using Fahrenheit. So let's whack this on now. Look at that. Fits like a charm. So that's going to take a good couple of hours until it's like almost like kind of falling apart. We're going to braise them down, right? Because what I'm going to do with the liquor, I'm going to reduce the liquor down till it's almost like a sticky kind of glaze. We're going to add a little bit of sweetness to them, and then we're going to glaze the ribs afterwards. Parsnip puree next. We're also going to do, I'm going to chop up a few spring onions later, but that's just garnish. We're also doing caramelized onions, and I was going to do pork ribs, so I put like grated apple and caramelized onions together, right? Yeah, I'll still go with it, that's fine. And also we're going to do the hash browns with sweet potato and potatoes, so very delightful. Let's get these parsnips on the go. Those parsnips, they certainly are. They certainly are. So let's peel these down. Beautiful. So I'm just going to cut these down. Why are you cutting the roots out, Chef? The reason for it is because they're quite grainy and quite woody. Or kind of, yeah, woody kind of texture. So to get more of a smoother puree, I'm taking them out. Obviously with the end pieces, like you just saw there, pointless because you'll end up with nothing. But these top thicker parts, it's probably worth taking them out. So to get more of a smoother puree. And I usually take them out when roasting as well. I mean, you can eat them, there's nothing wrong, but I personally just don't like the texture from them, so I usually remove them. So actually, let's put a little bit of, have I got spare almond milk to use up? Almond milk and normal milk, because I want to use some of this up. Make sure we get it used. Still good, yes. I only opened it actually the other week, so I'm just going to top this up with some normal milk as well. Right, I'm going to top this up with a little touch of water. Keep an eye on this, because obviously milk, when you kind of simmer it, it comes up really, really quick. So carefully it doesn't boil over your stove. So I'm just going to top this up with a touch of water, not going too crazy. And we're just going to cook these down until they're like super, super tender. Take them out, we're going to blend them, add some of the milk liquor to it. Until it's nice and smooth. And if you want to go a bit more unhealthy, you can chuck a bit of butter, a bit of cream in there as well into the puree. Make it super, super rich and smooth. But we're not going to do that for today. I'm not going to go too crazy on that, but if you want to, options are there for you guys and gals. So I'm just going to cut these down nicely. And we'll pop them into a little small tray, a little bit of oil, a touch of thyme, bit of salt, and they'll be good to go. And I'll roast them off later. You don't need to roast them off now, it'll be too early. hash browns. Let's get these done next. So I'm going to wash the potatoes. Right, so let's peel this down. And watch your fingers. Right, so perfect. Just going to top this up with water. Just let this soak. While that's soaking, I'm going to grate down my sweet potato and just leave that in the bowl. So I'm just going to get a metal bowl out in a second. So I'm just going to leave that to soak, do its thing. I'm just going to rinse it out, obviously, refresh it about after 10 minutes, and I'm going to put a fresh lot of water in there. And just do it, keep doing it until it's like pretty much clear. Okay, so let's pop this into a bowl. We'll leave that aside. Okay, so anyway, we're going to slice this up. Got two ways of slicing this. You could go long ways or lengthways or widthways. So we're going to go widthways. So, and we're going to cut these up nice and thin. And we're just going to turn it on its side. What we want to do is actually put on a large pan onto a medium heat. Don't want to put them on too high. Don't want to go too crazy with it. So put a pan onto a medium heat. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of oil to the pan. Right, okay, so start adding these beautiful onions to it. So we're going to cook these down just until they've caramelized. So it's going to take a little bit of time just to kind of caramelize these down. So we're just softening them up to begin with. I don't want to have the heat on. If you have the heat on too high, you probably end up burning them rather than caramelizing. So just be super patient with this. So as you can see, right at the bottom of the pan, it's starting to caramelize a little bit. So I'm going to add a little touch of water very shortly to pull it up and then push them back into the onions. So I'm just going to grab a little jug with some water in it. And we're going to add it shortly. And you just want to add it little by little. And it'll make a hell of a sizzle. But it'll pick up all that caramelization that's going on in the bottom of the pan. So all that liquid has been pretty much evaporated. Now it's caramelizing again. The onions back down. It's taking the sugars back out of it. So you can see already it's gone quite brown. It's kind of starting to darken up a little bit more. So we're going to get more caramelization again. Goodness me. Smells so good. And if you're like, chef, I can never do caramelized onions for hot dogs and burgers and things. Now you can. Now you can. Without burning them. Parsnips, are these done? I feel like they are. Yeah, this is good. Parsnips are good to go, so we're going to blend this down now. Right, let's blend this down. I'm going to pass this. We're also going to season it. We're going to season that bad boy up. I'm going to have a little bit of salt, and I will have a little bit of black pepper, even though black pepper is not seasoning. It's more of a spice. Let me squeeze out the excess moisture out of this first. There we go. Okay, careful you don't take any of the tissue paper with you. If you were looking for like the best thing to use, in my personal opinion, would be if you've got J cloths. I call them J cloths. Maybe you guys call them kitchen cloths. I don't know. But they're like blue and they're quite strong, and you can squeeze stuff out of it. It's much easier. Let me get a load more kitchen roll. Right, last bit of potatoes, shall we say? Just pop that in there. Let's give that a wash as well. And then I'm going to quickly squeeze the sweet potatoes. So let's pop this in here. So we've given them a nice little squeeze. Okay, so let's mix this up. Get a pan on the stove on a medium heat. So I want about a tablespoon or so of oil in there. I'll probably keep topping it up as it goes along. So the other ribs are still cooking because they're going to take longer. But these ones are just about done. And then with this, we're going to reduce that down into a pan. Oh yeah, they're super tender. Okay. That's good. And they still got the bone in as well. So, look at those. Delicious. Losing all that beautiful liquor there. So we're going to put that into a pan. I don't need to pass it because we didn't really add any other things into it. It's just all that beautiful flavor. So, pop pop this into obviously more of a wider surface area pan, the quicker it's going to reduce. The smaller surface area pan, the longer it's going to take to reduce. So if you're going to be asking me why you put it in a large pan, that's why. So actually reduce down a lot quicker. Nice. Very nice. So those hash browns are looking beautiful. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do? And it would have been nice, but it's okay. I would have had nice to add a little bit of paprika into it, which I can do now. It's not too late, but this is just going to be a tester. So a little bit of salt and a little bit of paprika, and we can start cooking some of these down. So I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of paprika into there. Nothing too crazy. And then obviously a pinch of salt and a little bit of black pepper as well. Just going to put the ribs in here. I could do with a little bit more sauce, but I've got more sauce in the oven if I need it. But what we're going to do is pretty much just coat these nicely in that sauce. And I'm going to pop these onto a pan to pop in the oven for a couple of minutes. There you go. Those little beautiful short ribs. Absolutely delicious. So just going to heat them back through when I'm ready. Let's grate this up. We're going to give it a little touch of season. Just a touch of lemon juice in there, sorry. Not too much. Right, a little lemon has gone into there. I'm going to put a little bit of seasoning in there as well. Just a bit of that parsnip puree. Delicious. Chef, that was a little bit of a wobbly hand right there. There we go. It's better. What else do I want? Oh yeah, the onions, the apples. Right, beautiful. Okay, let's get this out. Let's get this plated up. I do need a little bit of to drain off that excess liquid before it spews all over the plate. Very delightful. All right. So, those little cheeky ribs. But coming back down to, am I ever traditional? No. So. Dinner's ready. Right, so there is our beautiful cheeky beef ribs, or shall I say our Cuban island marinade ribs. So we got two lots of ribs. Sorry, I'm trying to get you guys a little bit more of a cheeky sneak peek. So we did parsnip puree, which we cooked down with a little bit of milk and almond milk. You could add butter and cream if you're feeling a bit more cheeky. But yeah, and then we used the rest of the parsnips to roast off. We did a potato and sweet potato hash brown. So we squeezed the excess moisture out of the sweet potato, soaked the normal potato, then squeezed it, and then cooked it down in a little touch of oil. We did a lemon juice, wilted spinach, bit of salt, easy peasy. Slowly cooked down some caramelized onions, and then we grated a little bit of apple and lime juice last minute. And then the ribs we cooked down for a good few hours on 180, 350 Fahrenheit. I marinated the ribs for about 12 plus hours in a vac pack, and then obviously we took the liquor, reduced it down until it was a nice little glaze, dipped them in, back in the oven, and then just finished them off. And that was pretty much it. Do you know what? I know we're going in knife and fork, but I'm just going in teeths galore. So there we go. Oh my god. Yes. Those are so tender. Oh my god. Beautiful. Look at that. Clean off the bone. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be doing bulgogi, beef bowl, rice, avocado, pickled cabbage, lots of lovely things going on there. Have yourselves a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, as per usual. Thank you so much for all the support today. Always appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow. Much love, cheeky chaps and chapettes. Take care. Bye for now.